So this is my 2016 Toyota Tundra Crew Max. It is a mid-travel build. We'll start up front with the lights. I have a rigid knockoff off of Amazon. I think I paid like 45 bucks for this thing. Best light bar on the truck. The Bajas are good. This is better. I don't know why, it worked out. I got Baja spotlights on front here. They're both pointed towards the ditches. You just get too much glare on the hood, but other than that, great lights. As far as the...
What are those Rago Fab brackets?
Yeah.
How do you say it?
I think it's Rago. It's more of the overlanding stuff, which I'm not all that familiar with. My buddy Jeremy is, but I'm not. So started off with the build with just the lights, and then slowly started snowballing into the Rock Warrior wheels, and then I got pushed into getting bigger tires. Somebody told me they'd fit.
I wonder who did that.
I don't know, some guy named Chris. So did the tires, did the Rock Warrior wheels to kind of help stiffen things up and also give me a little bit more rubber on the dunes, just a little squish. Did the upper MCM Fab control arms, and then it really started to snowball, and I did the ADS 3.0 shocks with remote reservoirs along with the upper control arm shear gussets, and then I did steering knuckle total chaos gussets. The shear gussets for the upper arm were Dirt King, I think. Yeah, Dirt King. Total chaos steering knuckle gussets, and then I did the total chaos alignment tabs because I blew those out last year. Was it Apple Fest?
Yeah, I think so.
Apple Fest. I completely flattened them out. So if you do any stuff, get the gussets. It's worth it. I also did bend the through bolts for the upper control arms. They were starting to bend, so I was told I didn't quite need the gussets, but I'm glad I got them.
It's just added safety. That why not?
It's extra. The truck has been off the ground a couple times. Not by choice, but it happened. So I did all that, and then came back and decided to do gears. I went from 430 stock gears to 529s. I did the
limited slip.
Yeah, it was a Powertrax. Powertrax grip.
We'll put a picture of it in here.
Yeah, I got the box at home. It's got junk parts in it. Did the limited slip, woke the truck up big time. If you do the gears, I highly recommend you do a DAP tune with it. It woke the truck up. Just blows the tires right off of it now. I will forewarn you, 529s are really tough to get quiet. But other than that, good choice. As far as the back half of the truck goes, nothing too special back here. Just some 2.5 ADS or remote reservoirs and clickers. Some Deaver leaf pack. I believe they're 748Ls. According to Deaver, with my heavier truck, I'm supposed to run the 400 plus pack. I'm not overly in love with them. I'm probably going to take one of the leaves out of the pack just to soften it up a little bit more. If you just have a regular cab, extended cab, you can run the K37s.
Well, you don't run any extra weight in the truck,
no,
so it's
no extra weight, so it does run stiff. If I did have, I think it's like 200 pounds, it just brings it back to a smoother ride.
You also have what, the MCM Fab shackles on this truck?
Yeah, MCM Fab shackles. Let's see here. I have up front, I totally forgot, the Victory 4x4 skid plate was another great addition. I had the RCI skid plate, I think it was. And I caved it in. I bottomed out too many times. Caved in the skid plate and just completely destroyed it. It's now on Chris's truck. What's left of it?
It's modified and on my truck with because I have a whatever that is, Addictive Desert Design, I think, bumper on my truck. I can't remember anymore.
It was a Ford bumper, wasn't it?
No, mine. We have the Ford bumper. That's for something else.
Okay.
So no, but they're pretty identical. So
yeah, the truck rips. I can blow the tires off, no problem. Now, just two-wheel drive burnouts daily. So As far as a sleeper truck goes, people expect it to be a stock Tundra, and then I go through the whoop section at Silver Lake doing 60 miles an hour, and they really don't expect that. So a little history on the truck. Started out with just bone stock tires. Was it Bilstein 5100s? I tell you what, if you're just looking just to stay in budget, do Bilstein 5100s all four corners. I had the front tires probably 2 feet off the ground a couple times, more than a couple times. That's how I caved in my first stock skid plate. But the Bilsteins handle it every time. Don't do a spacer lift because you'll just collapse. I did that initially. That was the first lift I did on the truck, is just a hockey puck style spacer or whatever you get from rough country. And I took the metal rod at the bottom of the shock and just pushed it right through. It was game over. Truck leaned out of gangster lean for the next 2 weeks. So I would say the most bang for your buck with the truck was definitely the upper control arms. Durobump bumps in all four corners. It was night and day difference. It made the truck so much more responsive on the dunes and stable. It just made it feel like I had more control. After the 5100s, I ended up upgrading to the ADS shocks. I originally did have the piggyback style ADS shocks. They're great, good shocks, but they were just too aggressive for my wife, for daily driving, stuff like that. She complained that the truck felt almost like a brick in the back. On the dunes, great, fantastic, but just daily driving stuff, that's why I switched over to the remote reservoir clickers in the back. It just seemed to smooth things out a lot more. The other thing, the added benefit of doing the mid-travel suspension is I'm pretty sure I'm clearing 13 inches of travel up front. Still have four-wheel drive, still have the stock lower control arms. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 13 inches. And then in the back with the Deaver leaf pack and the MCM fab shackles, I think I'm pushing 14 and a half, maybe 15. It'd be tough. I doubt it. I'm at 15. But going through the whoop sections at Silver Lake, I mean, I can go through stuff that's probably about this tall, 60 mile an hour, and it's just like riding in a pre-runner almost. A little bit of buck. The 3.0s, I do have to click them almost completely closed. I've got like 20 clicks and I'm at 15. Just to help keep the front up a little bit going into stuff. So I don't know if you've ever been to Silver Lake, but Silver Lake has a lot of hard transitions at the bottom of the hills, and you tend to plow right into them. I think I've got a couple photos of sand all the way up over the top of the hood just because I just didn't have enough suspension for it. As far as shock fade, no problems at all. I ran the truck trying to keep up with Chris and his pre-runner. If you haven't watched the build video on that one, go check it out. But I tried to keep up with him. I can keep up with flat stuff, but we get into hill stuff, I just can't do it. It's mid-travel truck, you know. It's built to be a sleeper, so that way, you know, my favorite thing to do at the dunes is find somebody that's got a lifted truck and start egging them on, get them a little faster and faster. I think last year I had a guy with rough country lift, and I took him through the south whoop section, and his front tires went from this to like that after the whoop section, and I just kept on going. He kind of tracked me back down and asked what I had done to the truck after that, and it was kind of a good chuckle. So yeah, as far as the 529 gears go, I did the first set of gears were Motive. I don't think they came from East Coast Gear Supply, but I'm not 100% sure. I ordered them through a third-party vendor. Had a local guy that was highly recommended by drag car guys and off-road guys, put it together, and the front came out fine, but apparently the rear end on this thing is just a nightmare to set up. It comes with a shim kit with the gears, and the shim kit's very limited, and we could see where the guy took a hand grinder to it, and it just ended up getting all whopped out. I had bad wear pattern. We did the paint pattern on it, and it come to really sharp points on it. It just didn't work out, so I ended up having to buy another set of gears.
It was super noisy.
It was super noisy. Like, you couldn't have a conversation like we are right now. So I ended up ditching those gears, and I went with nitro gears from East Coast Gear Supply. And we got the same shim kit that I had before, and our in-house mechanic started going through it, one of our buddies. He noticed that the shim kit just wasn't going to do it, so we ended up ordering another shim kit from Toyota dealership directly, and it went together smooth. It's quiet. I got a little bit of noise at like 60 to 63 miles an hour on like a coast, not an aggressive. I have to turn the radio off to hear it. If you do plan on dailying your Tundra with 529 gears, just be ready for noise. There's no avoiding it. It's just such a small ring gear or pinion gear. I think there's only 6 teeth on the pinion gear. It's moving really fast in there. If I could recommend anything for the daily driver Tundra guys that want to mid-travel the truck, go for 488s. I think 488s would be a better option. And also just make sure you get a tune of some sort, because it helps. It's a waste of money to do the gears, have all that money wrapped up into it, and not tune the truck to behave well with those gears. Yeah, I can cruise at like 80 miles an hour to 75 miles an hour, right around 22 to 2400 RPM. In fact, I just drove this truck from about 2 hours away today to come down here and goof off, and no problems at all. So for about $10,000 less than a Raptor, you can have this setup and outrun most Raptors, stock Raptors, not the aftermarket ones, stock Raptors. I have jumped in a few lines of stock Raptors. They get really irritated when I can keep up with them in a stock looking Tundra.
I'll put some good running video of the truck up and let you decide.